Hello, and welcome to Eagle Talks 448. I'm your host, Lucas Straka, and here on our show, the students of the State University of New York at Brockport have taken on the responsibility of interviewing some of the faculty and staff of the Journalism, Broadcasting, and Public Relations Department here at the college. Recording live in the studio today, Niko Coric will be interviewing Michael Smith. Take it away, Niko.
Hi everyone, I'm here with Michael Smith and I'm going to interview him on his past, present, and plans. So if you want to maybe tell the camera and everyone who's watching just how you're feeling today. You know,
How I'm feeling today?
I
feel pretty good. How are you, Niko?
I'm doing pretty fantastic. Thanks for asking.
Well, that's good. Yeah. No, it's been a good day. Actually, it's been a really good semester working with you guys. I've really enjoyed being here and doing this class with you guys, and you guys have all come a long way, and I've been really impressed with how you guys have evolved. So with this class, so
Cool.
it's good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On the behalf of everyone, I say thanks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they say thanks too.
Yeah.
So let's start with your past. Where is it that you grew up from? Or where are you from, if that's the same place?
So I grew up in the area. I lived in Medina, New York, growing up, which is about 20 minutes west of here. Small town, just like Brockport, except there's no big university there on the canal. My folks still actually live there, and I have an older sister who lives in Maryland. She's a foreign language. She's the head of foreign languages for Howard County in Maryland. So she's 3 years older than me.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
If there's one way you would describe Medina, how would you describe it from your experience?
Boring. Not much to do. It's a small town, sleepy town. We always had to find things to do. As kids. I spent a lot of time listening to music. I got into playing music. I played the drums early on, from elementary school all the way through high school. I was in concert band, jazz band, all that stuff. And the other thing that I really did enjoy doing, my dad played the guitar, and there were a couple guitars around the house all the time, and in my early teens, I began picking that up. He showed me a few things. Then from there, I just kind of picked it up and took it from there, and spent a lot of time playing guitars. Of course, that led to starting a band with friends, and it was a fine childhood, and my teenage years were fine. Nothing crazy weird ever happened to me. I've been pretty lucky, obviously. So, so it was good.
What's your favorite thing about playing guitar? You play guitar and bass, or just guitar?
I played both. The bass is an interesting thing because it's a rhythm instrument, but yet it can be a harmony kind of an instrument too. So I kind of learned how to play that out of necessity because nobody ever wanted to do it in most of the bands that you'd want to be in as a kid.
Or drums,
oh yeah. And so that just became a thing that I did just out of necessity. But I do really enjoy playing six-string guitars the most. I've gotten way away from playing the drums. I don't even have a drum set anymore. So, but my brother-in-law, who I was in some of these bands with, he actually is a very good drummer, and I often jam with him and stuff. So it's
okay.
good. Yeah.
What was the name of your rock band?
Let's see. Oh, geez. I'm trying to remember back. What was, we had a band called Delusions of Grandeur, which, that's, I don't know if you know what Delusions of Grandeur means. It's essentially, you think that you're going to be this big thing, you have these ideas that you're going to be bigger than life kind of thing. So that was like one of the ones in high school that I was in. The other ones, I don't remember the names at this point. It's been
That's cool.
30 years, you know.
Oh, you guys did recording too. That actually leads me to my next question. So in our emails, you mentioned that your love for music is what actually brought you here to Brockport in the first place.
Yeah, so obviously with playing in a band, and we wanted to record things to see how things sounded, that kind of thing. And it really got me interested in multi-track recording. So I kind of did as much as I could figure out, you know, on my own, and buying my own stuff and all that. Of course, this is back now. Now everybody can have, you know, Pro Tools on their computer. This is back, you know, tape to tape thing and stuff like that. So I had this want to be able to learn how to do the multi-track recording stuff, which led me to taking a couple courses at a studio that it was in Rochester that's now defunct. And then that led me to, well, you know, maybe some audio production or maybe some video production would be interesting to do, you know, for a living. And, you know, I started looking at what was offered here at SUNY Brockport, and I was like, well, I might as well go there and see if this is for me. So that's how I ended up coming to school here. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because I kind of just picked up music one day. It's kind of like the opposite for me. So you had like upbringing with music, and I was just like, well, I don't like doing anything that I've tried, so I guess I'm going to try something completely new that I don't even know what to do.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just, I got kind of blessed, you know, lucky. And it was like, after trying so many times, you know what I mean, you finally find something that you really love doing.
Right,
you know?
Sure.
And I feel like when you really know what you love doing, it's like nothing could separate you from what you want to do, you know?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, once I got here and started classes, you know, here, I was also taking a technical theater minor, which kind of crosses over because you're doing shows, you know, backstage, building sets, you know, doing live audio for a production, lighting, you know, all that stuff. And those things kind of meld together. And once I started understanding that this is the kind of thing I wanted to do, you know, it was great. You know, then I was like, this is really what I want to do going forward in life.
Did you find you had a natural aptitude for listening and like solving mixing problems, or did you kind of just work to practice, or did you just basically find that well, I kind of know what sounds good, or you know, it's kind of like one of those intelligences, audio discernment, you know?
Right, yeah, you kind of, if you have it, you have it, you know? Yeah, I mean, I think it came kind of easy, honestly. I've done so much mixing, you know, most of the mixing that I've obviously done at this point now was after I got my job at Channel 10, and all of the mixing that goes on there for local news, local programming, stuff like that. But I still putter around with music and stuff like that, so, you know, so, yeah.
I realized recently, this past weekend, that resting isn't just having to sit there and do nothing. Resting is like doing whatever you like doing that makes you feel like you're resting.
Yeah.
So I was just like, whoa, I can just make music now and not even be like tired.
Right, yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, that is one of the fascinating things about when you finally figure out what you want to do. It doesn't seem like work.
And then you just get funneled into working, like, oh man, I didn't eat today. I didn't even leave my room today.
Sure. A perfect example, on Saturday, we were doing three students in the JRB department were filming the Festival of 10 for the theater department. They had set up a stage out behind Tower, and unfortunately, one of the people, her roommate got quarantined for COVID, so she couldn't do it. So I had to step in and do that, and you know, it was fun to kind of be there again and help out with a production like that, you know, to see a theatrical production like that. So that was kind of neat to be able to step in like that. And we didn't stop. I mean, we started at 10 o'clock and we went till 6, and like we just banged the whole thing out, you know. There was no I'm not going to eat or anything like
Yeah,
that.
it's just what you guys want to do.
Yeah, it just was like flowing, and we just went, and did it. So.
If you could talk a little bit about, so you're the chief engineer for the journalism and broadcasting department, and also communications?
No, we're separate departments.
Okay.
Separate departments. Yeah, so my main focuses are this studio, these TV studios that are down here in Edwards, the control rooms, the master control, everything that's in these, the lights, cameras, all the audio, all that stuff. In Holmes, the audio labs, those fall under me, and then all the field gear that you guys get to take out as students, cameras, tripods, all that stuff. I have to make sure that everything's working, and that you guys are able to use everything and all that. So that's 90% of what I got.
Seems like an interesting job,
Well, it's
a lot of knowledge, a lot of skills, but it seems like when you really know what you're doing, it's just like...
it's acquired, I didn't know all that stuff when I started working at my previous job at Channel 10. I mean, it was all stuff that you learn over a length of time from different people. Now, some of it, I, went back to school at one point to get an IT degree at FLCC, so that stuff I did get formal training on, just like if you were going to school here. So, but a lot of the rest of it, it's hard to really go to school for TV engineering. I don't know why that is, but it just seems to be one of those things.
That was my problem growing up too. It's like, well, there's only a handful of schools that offer what you're trying to do. So it's like, do you try to find a way to make do, or find a way to make $40,000 a year?
Right, right. Yeah, I was very lucky. There were two guys, John Sheehan and Greg Carter, who were our chief engineer and assistant chief engineer, who really took me under their wing and showed me so much stuff. And I still am in contact with all those guys, because they're just great people. And I just learned on the job. That's really how it happened. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So we're running a little bit out of time.
Okay.
So I kind of want to talk a little bit about your plans for the future. You mentioned in our discussions that you like to travel, and one of your personal plans is that you want to visit all 50 states by the time you're 50.
Yeah.
And right now you're 46 years old, correct?
Yeah, I'm 46.
And you've been to 47 states.
That's true.
If you could tell the audience some of your favorite places you've been to on this quest to reach all 50 states.
So do you have any idea what 3 I haven't been to?
Idaho.
No, I've been to Idaho.
Nevada.
No,
Hawaii.
Been to Nevada. Hawaii's one.
Alaska.
Alaska's 2. The third one you won't get.
Oregon.
No, I've been to Oregon. It's New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yeah, hasn't been any real reason to go there. There's been a lot of great places we've been. I really love Charleston, South Carolina. It's really nice. The Florida Keys are nice. The Northwest is real nice.
Cool. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
I wish I could talk to you for longer.
That's okay.
But I'm gonna have to throw it back to the studio to Lucas. Thank you.
Thanks.
That was great. Thank you, Niko, and thank you to those tuning in with us today. This has been another interview with Eagle Talks 448. I'm your host, Lucas, and don't forget to tune in with us next time.